So in this video, I'm going to show you how to create product pages for your Shopify dropshipping store. So product pages are super important. That's something that I see not enough people putting enough time, thought and effort into, just kind of skipping over them, rushing to get their store done so they can start marketing some products. But the way you need to think about it is that your product pages are essentially your first impression with your customer. It's the job, the pure sole focus and job of your Facebook ads to kind of create that intrigue, capture the person's attention and enough interest for them to click on your ad and actually go to your website. But when they get to your store, your landing page, then essentially it's the job of your landing page to then convert that visitor into a customer. And if you don't make a very good first impression, then they're not going to trust you and they're not going to buy your product. Think about it. If you went to buy a car from a car showroom and you're looking around the showroom, looking at different cars, and then the car salesman comes over and he doesn't give a very good first impression, he's not very professional, for example, then you're not going to like him and you're probably not going to buy a car from him either. And it's pretty much the same thing when it comes to e-commerce as well. So what you have to do is put yourself in your customer's shoes or kind of take on the role as the customer yourself. If you're going onto a brand new website you've never ever heard of before and there was a product you wanted to buy that was say £50 and you really wanted it, there would be certain kind of questions and hesitations in your minds that you would want to satisfy before you actually went ahead and bought that product. So things like contact information, delivery information, reviews, how many followers do they have, does the site look professional, what are the product images like, what's the product descriptions like, does everything make sense, is there spelling mistakes, grammar mistakes, those sorts of things. And if you do have those sorts of things, then like I said, it's not going to give off a very good first impression. The customer isn't going to trust you and therefore they're not going to buy your product. So in this video I'm going to take you through a whole step-by-step process of creating a product page for a particular product. But before we jump into it, one very quick favor to ask, and that is if you enjoy this video at some point and it teaches you something new and you want to see more of my content, then please make sure you hit that subscribe button. And last but not least, I like to create these videos based on what you guys want. I like to obviously put out videos that are going to help people, that people want to see. So if there is a particular video topic you want me to cover, just comment it down below in the comment section, and whichever kind of topic tends to get the most comments or the most likes, whatever it is, and that tends to be what I do next. So if there is a particular video you want me to do, just comment it down below. And apart from that, thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoy it, and let's jump straight into it. So this is the product in question. Just to kind of give you a quick introduction of what I've imported across from AliExpress using Oberlo. We have the different product images. We have the two different types of lamps in which we are selling, A and then B. We have a product image of exactly what the customer is going to receive so they can see exactly what they're going to receive, and then we have a fourth image which clearly illustrates how big the different sizes are. So as you can see, nothing crazy, nothing special. There's no need to have 20-30 different images. If an image isn't there to put across a certain piece of information to your customer, then just remove it. The name, I'm going to keep it as Space Shuttle Rocket Lamp. Again, there's no need to have 10-15 different keywords. This isn't eBay, this isn't Amazon. Just short, sharp, to the point, and tell the customer exactly what the product is. The reason I've got test there here is because this is a duplicated product page from an existing product on this current store. We have the two variants which I'm going to be changing, and I'll show you why later on in the video. And as you can see, there's currently no description, no reviews or nothing else like that. So if we head into our Shopify dashboard, we'll head across to the product. So this is the product page in question. The first change I want to make, what I really like doing is kind of tailoring the product pages to match the certain products. I think it just makes the product page feel that much more kind of engaging and relevant to the type of product. So to give you an example of how I would do this, I'm going to change the variant name. So more options, edit options, and instead of just color, then that's a bit boring, a bit bland, I'm going to change this to choose your shuttle, since the two different options are two different shuttles, and I'm going to keep that as size. Obviously, in fact, to make it kind of uniform with choose your shuttle, I'm going to change it to choose your size with an exclamation mark just to give it that extra level of excitement. If I click done and then hit the save button, it's always really important you save your changes, and then if we reload this page and just check out what it looks like, choose your shuttle, choose your size. In my opinion, it's a tiny little difference, but it makes a big difference. Next up, we need to work on the description then. This is where we need to capture the customer's attention enough to keep them on our site and interested in our product still, but then also kind of demonstrate and talk about the product in such a way that convinces them to buy it. So if we head back to our description box, I'm going to start off with something like in capitals, just make it big and bold so the customer can clearly see it. Plus, because of the type of products we're talking about, space shuttle launches aren't kind of like a quiet thing, they aren't a subdued thing, they are big, they are loud. So we want to put across that same feeling when we're writing the text in our description. So blast off into sleep with this space shuttle lamp with an exclamation. I'm going to hit bold as well just to make it just pop that bit much more and separate it from any further text. So just to double check everything looks good. So I'm just going to hit preview and make sure everything looks okay on the product page so far. So blast off into sleep with this space shuttle launch lamp, so it's not too big, not too small, looks just right in my opinion. Next up then, what I typically like to do is add some form of a GIF, something moving on the page. Again, it's just naturally going to draw your customers attention, draw their eyes to it again, and something hopefully and preferably that kind of demonstrates what the product does, what it looks like when it's functioning, to encourage them to actually buy the product. So insert image, I believe I've already uploaded this at some point. I have, it's this one here. I'm going to ignore the alt text, I'm going to ignore the size for now because we can always come back and change this. We can drag and drop it to be the right size, so I'm just going to line it up nicely with the header at the top. I'm going to go ahead and hit save and then preview it once more. Again, just checking all my steps as I go to make sure everything looks good. So blast off into sleep with this space shuttle launch lamp, and as you can see, the GIF is perfectly demonstrating exactly what the product looks like, along with a video of an actual shuttle launch in the background. So next up, after the GIF, I like to put like a couple of different lines of text just to kind of try and paint the picture of what this would potentially do or look like for a person if they bought this product. So I've already thought this through because sometimes I'm really rubbish to kind of tell the truth at writing product descriptions. So believe it or not, this 4-line of text did actually take me quite a while to come up with. So rather than bore you and watch me try and fumble some words together and put something together, I've kind of come up with this so I can just copy and paste it in. So as you can see, 2 different lines of text, 2 different kind of small paragraphs. This LED space shuttle will light up any room of your house by turning it into your very own launch site. It's all branded and themed towards the whole space shuttle launch. Again, if you want to break it up, or if there's certain keywords or features you feature in these paragraphs, you can select them and then highlight them in bold if you want to draw your customers' attention to certain features or certain things you're mentioning. So we could have multiple light settings as an example, and just control B that. The space shuttle lamp can be used as a night light to help your child sleep. Put that in bold, or a brighter light for reading as well. So a brighter light for reading. Moving on, I like to put another image, again, just to kind of break it up. If you have tons and tons of text in a row, then the customer's going to get bored. They're going to see all that kind of paragraphs of text and get a bit overwhelmed. So I'm going to add another image now. I believe I have one uploaded. I don't, so I'm going to go ahead and upload one. Since I've just mentioned the fact it can be used as a reading light as well, I've decided to go with this image here, which shows a kid sat at his desk reading a book, which is then lit, that's not a word, which is then being lit up by this particular product. So everything kind of falls linearly, everything falls and meshes in nicely together. It's not completely random, it's not all over the place. If we hit save and check out the layout, then hopefully everything will kind of look nice and professional, in line with each other. And we can carry on. So let's X off that one. Blast off into sleep with this space shuttle launch lamp. We've got a nice GIF. We've got a nice kind of 4 lines of text with another image, which is perfect so far. So moving on, this is where I like to get a bit more kind of like clinical about the product, so I'm going to go into just the different kind of features and benefits of it. So again, I had to put quite a bit of time and thought into this because I'm rubbish at writing. So I'm just going to copy and paste this across. I've got the different features, and then what I've done, instead of just using a boring bland bullet point, I've used a rocket, which is obviously in theme with the actual product itself, and I'm only mentioning the things which are relevant to the person who would want to buy it. So think of your features and benefits almost like an FAQ, that you're answering the sort of questions that your customer would be thinking about the certain product. So 3D printed for ultimate detail and a realistic look, built-in rechargeable battery up to 12 hours of light website, which is obviously really important. A customer will want to know that. Eco-friendly, made of biodegradable PLA plastic. There's a lot of people out there now that are more environmentally conscious, so that's definitely a selling point worth mentioning for any product. And then 3 different light modes as well. So up to this point, we've pretty much mentioned everything there is to know about the product. So I'm just going to kind of wrap the product description off with another nice image. I'm going to use this one here. I'm going to leave it as the default size because I can resize it here. Now the reason I've gone for this one, especially because it's this time of year, I'm just going to line this up with the ones above. As you can see, it's the different products in a dark setting, so you can clearly see how effective that kind of light up mode is. But then it says Merry Christmas at the bottom, and there's different Xmas gifts in the bottom. So it's a themed image for the time of year, including actually demonstrating and showing the products themselves. So a really nice photo that I was able to find on AliExpress. To wrap the product description up then, what I'd like to do is, what I find is that when somebody's purchasing from a brand new website, even if everything looks really good, they want to buy the product, everybody's still going to have that kind of niggling thought in the back of their mind of what if the description isn't true? What if I receive this item and I still don't like it? So I'd like to put something in just to kind of diminish that worry. So Control V this in. So not happy with your purchase, question mark. We want all of our customers to be 100% happy. So if for whatever reason you're not, simply contact us within 30 days and our team will be happy to help. So again, it just kind of diminishes that worry, and they know that within 30 days of receiving the item, if they're not happy with it, they can simply return it to us. If you want to make it that bit more convenient for your customer in terms of finding the contact us details, highlight the contact us or highlight where you want the link to be. Hit this insert link. Take the URL of your contact us page and simply paste it into here. Insert a link, hit save, and then once this is finished save, if we hit preview, then our product description should look nice and professional. As we scroll down then, as you can see, it's kind of like a nice balance between text, between images. If it was all text and all the way down, then your customers will lose interest, they'll get bored and they'll just leave. They won't read all of the information. Whereas if you break it up with images, it keeps their attention and it makes them much more likely to actually take in the information, and if they do, they're much more likely to buy your product. So as far as product descriptions go then, this pretty much is the default template I use for every single product. Depending on what the product is, there may be certain things I chop and change to kind of match and keep things in keeping in with themes of a certain product. But if you follow this, I'm sure it'll really help you out, especially if you've been struggling with your product descriptions. So if you do implement this, make sure you do come back and leave a comment on this video. I want to know the sort of difference this makes to you and your store, your business. Apart from this, the only other thing then I would implement onto my product pages would be the reviews at the bottom. So you can do this multiple ways. You can use the free Shopify review app. You can use Looks to import them from AliExpress. Reviews are they're seriously important, in fact. And very heavily dependent on the success of your store, will depend on how many reviews you have of your products. So don't skip that step. There's loads and loads of different video tutorials on YouTube on how to import reviews, so I'm not going to show you in this video. Perhaps if you want me to show you, then just let me know in the comment section below, and that'll be the next video I do, some form of like a Looks tutorial review or something like that. So apart from that then guys, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, make sure you implement this template, implement it into your stores, come back, let me know the differences and changes it makes to you. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. And one final thing then before you go, if you are looking for a Shopify dropshipping program, not just dropshipping, in fact it covers how to import products in bulk as well. Comes with my full support and guidance. We've got a really nice, awesome in fact bunch of people in the Facebook group as well, so there's loads of different support resources. It's not just some video content you'll get access to, you will get access to me as well for that one-on-one support and guidance. If that is something that interests you, make sure you check out my Ecom Academy. There will be a link to it in the description below. Apart from that, thanks again for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.